no gold is not enough.
Yo guys, Mystic here, and today we are back with another tutorial in 7 Days to Die, and today we are going to be talking about and learning everything about the Forge. Now if you do enjoy this video and you do want to help support the channel, make sure you do drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new here, and turn on post notifications, that little bell icon, so you get notified whenever I upload next. Also, follow me on Twitter. There will be a link down in the description so you get notified whenever I post a video or go live on Twitch, as I mostly put tweets out whenever that happens. Okay, so we've got a lot of information to cover. Let's get into today's episode. Okay, so first off, we are going to be going into the perks section of this build. So if you are going to be crafting the Forge, we are going to need to go into the intellect tree and go down to advanced engineering, as these are the perks that dictate what you can do within the Forge. Now at level 1 you'll unlock blacksmith, and you need this. You can just have advanced engineering level 1 to do this, and by unlocking this perk you will be able to craft forges and craft items with them 20% faster. Now with this you obviously need to craft the forge in the first place, so it is very useful, and you want to get advanced engineering as high as possible to the max level as quick as possible, as it is one of the, or if not the most important perk tree in the game. The second most important, or the second perk that dictates the forges, is actually level 3 of advanced engineering, which is the electrician. Now you'll need to have your intellect level 6 to be able to unlock this perk, and by doing it your forge recipes will cost 10% less, and crafting forged steel will cost 15% less. Next up we have the fourth level in advanced engineering. You'll need to get your intellect to level 8 to be able to unlock it, and by getting this your forge recipes will cost 15% less and forged steel 25% less. And finally the big one for the forged is level 5 advanced engineer. You'll need to have your intellect maxed out at level 10 to get this, but by getting it here you'll be able to unlock crucibles and be able to actually craft forged steel in the forges. And also your forge recipes will cost 20% less, and forged steel will cost 35% less to craft. Okay, so next up is actually how to craft the forge, and like we said you will need advanced engineering, or you can actually find the schematic. Now if you go into the traders when you first spawn in, you can actually find the forge schematic in the destroyed forge or workbench or one of the chemistry stations or the cement mixers. They are actually quite easy to find, the forge schematic, but I would always just try and get the advanced engineer perk tree unlocked first. So to craft a forge, it is very easy to craft. All you will need is 50 small stones, which you get by just hitting rocks, 60 clay soil, which you get by using a shovel on certain bits of the ground. You'll be able to see this from the grey marks on a map. So if we see anywhere here, like this part here, see these grey bits, they will give you clay soil. Next you'll need 10 leather. Now you can either get this from dismantling leather clothes like your leather dusters, your boots, or you can actually just get it by killing animals and using either a knife like a bone shiv or a stone axe. And finally you will need 3 short iron pipes. Now you'll just have to either buy these from the trader, or you can find them just out looting. So instead of scrapping these down at the first start, I would save them. And then finally, yeah, just the duct tape, which you can either find or you can actually craft duct tape at a chemistry bench or a campfire. You can also craft a duct tape in your inventory, but you will need glue and a cloth fragment. Now to make the glue is what I was meant to say, is you will need a campfire to make glue. So if we look on how to make the glue schematic, what you will need is 7 bones and 1 murky water. So bones, if you're not killing animals, are quite hard to find, but if you go out in the streets in a city you will see these gore blocks. If you destroy them you will get bones to make your duct tape. Now once you are going to be placing your forge down, all you need to do is, like any block, is just have it in your inventory or in your hand, click right mouse button or LT on Xbox, and I think it's L1 on PlayStation. And here you go, you have your forge. Now if we just go into the menu of the forge, this is what it looks like. This is the layout. So on the left hand side here, you have all the resources and the things that you can craft in the forge. So you can got your building tab, your ammo, and your tools. Next up, in the top right hand side, we have the tools section. Now with this, you can actually put these in and they will speed up your forge smelting by 15%. With the anvil, it increases your forge crafting speed by 50%, and the crucible is an upgrade which lets you make steel. Next up, we have the fuel. Now for the fuel, you can either use wood, coal, anything that will burn. They will have different burn times, but we'll get into that later. Then we have your smelting tab down at the bottom here. This is where you put your resources to be putting into your forge. So you'll put your iron, your clay, your stone in here. And then in the bottom right, you have your output tab. So if you're crafting anything, this is where it will be. Okay, so we're going to do a quick rundown on how to actually use the forge here. So now, like I said before, in your fuel tab you can either put wood and coal. I'd primarily use wood, as one log or one plank has a burn time of 50 seconds. So I know I've just put 6,000 in, but you don't really need to. But you can have this running forever. Now if you're going to put coal in, one burn time of coal is 1 minute 40, so it is a lot better of a burn time. It is, in fact, I think it is it double? Yeah, nearly double the amount of wood you'll need. But coal is a limited or finite resource, so I would save that for your gunpowder usage instead of wood. So if we put our fuel in here, to actually turn the forge on, all you need to click down here is the turn on button, and you'll see that it starts making fire and a little bit of smoke and has that sound effect when you turn it on. Now do be wary, because if you have too many forges around, you will actually create a heat map, and you can encourage or find screamers coming to your destination, your house, a little bit more. Okay, so next up in our smelting, you can either put stone, sand, iron, brass, lead, or clay in there. Now what I normally do is I have a few forges to separate all my things in. So for one forge I would put my iron and clay in, for another I'd put my stone and sand, and for the other I'd put my brass and lead. So you want to categorize them so you can make things a lot easier and you don't have to keep swapping things in and out, so you can craft and add resources much better. Okay, so to add resources, all you need to do is left click on your material, put it in the smelting tab, and as you'll see, you'll have a little timer on it, and that just means that's how long it takes to burn that one amount of an item. So with the iron, as you can see, when it burns one, you actually only in fact get one here, but every one clay that is burnt, you're actually getting 5 bits of clay for it. So that's why clay is a really easy resource to get in the forge, but iron's a little bit harder because you'll need to smelt a lot of it to get a better amount. Now once you have enough resources in your forge here, all you need to do is click on the left hand side, the resources page, and what you can do is, if you're going to make some forged iron, you click on the forged iron, and you can either click on the number, type in how much you want. So let's say 8, we can go on that. Oop, I've clicked on the wrong tab, sorry about that. But yeah, you can either click on 8, so that is how many pieces are coming out, or you can simply click the arrows or the far right one to see how much you can burn altogether. Once you have done that, you can either press W on your keyboard or just press the craft button. You'll hear that sound effect, and it will be a little icon in the bottom left, and that is your crafting line. So you have to wait 40 seconds for all this to craft, so let's wait for that. Okay, so when all your items are smelted up, you can turn your forge off, or if you've got more resources on, you can leave it on. It just depends if you want your heat map to increase or decrease, so I'm going to turn it off for now. And when you turn it off, the fire will go out, and you can hear that sound where it sounds like water is getting poured on coal. Okay, so if you go back into the forge, if you go in your output, you can just shift click or drag all your items and they will go in your inventory. There you go, you've got your forged iron. But once you're actually in a forge, you cannot craft unless you have some fuel in there. So if we take the wood out, well, actually we'll have to wait for the burn time to finish, so let's just do that real quick. But if there is no fuel in the forge, you cannot actually craft any items. So if you're going to craft items, you always have to have some fuel in there, because as you can see, the craft button is it's grey, it's not white, you can't do anything. Even though I can craft 12, you don't have the required fuel to craft this. So if you want to craft it again, put it on, and there we go. Okay, so just a little quick rundown of what the forge is going to be making and what it's really used for. So later game, you are going to be needing the forge to make all your forged steel, to make the weapons, tools, and to upgrade your base. So in general, it's a really important piece of kit. You are going to need a forge. You're going to want to set it up as early as possible, and you're going to want to have a few different forges for distinguished items. So for your bullets, your iron, or for your cement later down the line. Okay, so I hope you did enjoy that video, and if you did, like I said before, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe if you are new here. There will be a playlist in the top left hand corner of your screen now. That is where all our other tutorial videos are if you want to go check them out. If not, it's alright. But yeah, like I said before, make sure to follow me on Twitter. There will be a link down in the description so you get notified whenever I upload next. This has been Mystic, and have a good day. Peace.